Hey you. Good evening and morning, IGN viewers and GameSpot fans, Pepsi lovers and Coca-Cola admirers, over-under toilet paper debaters and smug bidet users. I hope everything is good in your kingdom. We've come to the end of the FDev live streams detailing the release of content for Beyond Chapter 4. 2 new ships which were already shown, one in the trailer and the other as an NPC piloted ship in the game, have been formally introduced, and by introduced I mean one crashed into the ground and the other broiled like an overdone steak that savages put ketchup on. If you don't know what I'm talking about, stick around. While you're here, be sure to like and subscribe like a boss. The Krait Phantom was up first, and I love how even though it has the same basic shape, they flipped it up with seductive new lines and angles and that familiar thruster in the back. It really does look and sound incredible. The burgundy exterior gives it a higher end look than its twin sister. The interior though, they actually reconfigured it and I'm digging it like a grave. It's cozy and it makes my green interior feel industrial in comparison. Can we get some optional interior colors on all the ships now? Probably not. And that boost sound. Sounds like a panther ready to make a fresh kill. And speaking of kills, the dev flying the Krait kill is pretty good. I kept thinking, is he gonna pull up? No.
To see.
He's not. Good clean crash in a live demonstration. Sprinkle some dev magic on it. Overall, the loss of the SLF and an optional module make it a harder sell, but hopefully the speed will make up for it. If it's faster, more agile and evasive than a Mark II, then it's a winner, especially among fleet building commanders. Folks that stick with just a handful of ships or less might have a hard time rationalizing this purchase. The cockpit and engine sounds alone have me sold, and it ain't tricking if you got it, so I'm gonna go ahead and get that. The Mamba had the tarp taken off with a flourish. FDev gave it a quick intro with a slick video that's got music and sound effects files that I jumped to Colonia and back for. Let's take a look. FDev loves those indistinct close-ups, but they look kinda cool, so they get a pass. So the Wipeout Tigron, aka the Mamba, made a great initial entrance. It has an aggressive futurist aesthetic and is hot to death, visually and literally. Equipped for the demo with what I'm assuming were dirty drag drives, this thing was frying components just flying around doing turns. The developers responded to the influx of people pointing this out in the live chat by saying they'll look into it and see if it needs to be rebalanced. Yeah, I'd say it does. Temperature issues aside, Zorg Peterson's designers have fun with this one. A huge hardpoint right behind the canopy, plus 2 large hardpoints and 2 small, all mounted to 2 big Ferdinand style rockets. I gotta wonder, is this the redesigned version of a vessel they showed back in the day? Definite similarities there, but the Mamba is by far the priority one. The interior is really good to go as well. It's really unique and I'm glad to see it. I'll be even gladder to sit in it. Before FDev wrapped up the stream, they clarified a few things about Chapter 4. One thing in particular being the pulse scanners for identifying asteroids that have the new deposits and fissures. So apparently you still need mining lasers for most asteroids, which means if you want to head out with all the tools to use your time efficiently, make sure to bring a detailed surface scanner, a mining laser, abrasion laser, seismic chargers, a refinery cargo rack, prospector limpet controller, a collector limpet controller, and of course a ton of limpets. And by ton I mean tens of tons of limpets. A couple things I noticed. One, the FSS scanner tutorial for VR users has been fixed. Now there's no need to exit the game and run the flat version just to get through the tutorial every time you start the game and want to get your scan on. Also, I found myself scanning with the Orrery map. Orrery. I'm not sure how that happened. It looks like I'm scanning from far away, but that wasn't the case since I was maybe a minute's travel from the entry point. If you know how to purposely do that, hit me in the comments. Commanders have been reporting their new mining experiences, and the consensus seems to be that the asteroids with fissures are somewhat rare. Some commanders have spent a couple of hours searching for one with no luck. This puts a damper on my plans to gather some volunteers for a mass asteroid explosion. Hopefully we'll see a change in the number of asteroids with fissures because one, the investment in the new equipment plus the rarity of the asteroids they'll be used for means it'll take some time to see a return on investment. And two, if they increase it significantly, then mass explosion will be back on. So gentlemen and ladies, this wraps up your Beyond Chapter 4 live streams report. Be sure to hit me on Twitter before I formally announce a Discord and a squadron. Until then, dig that, signing off. Fly dirty, Commanders. 07.